Shalom, this is Daniel John Lee with Torah Restoration Ministries. It is Tuesday, August the 28th, 2018, 17th day of the 5th Hebrew month. And wouldn't you know it, as I've continued in my investigations of this pedophilia that's running rampant in high places here in the United States, now we come to Robert Mueller. Robert Mueller, the very one who's investigating Trump. So evidently Robert Mueller has had a long and sordid history over the last several years of not only protecting, but actually working with, making agreements with known pedophiles. And not just your little, someone who maybe is guilty of 1 or 2 counts of pedophilia. Oh, no. Robert Mueller goes and decides to work with and cover up huge pedophiles. Let me just demonstrate. So way back before he was even FBI director, when he was working in California, he had the chance to basically prosecute someone. His name was David Asimov. David Asimov, his house was filled with thousands and thousands and thousands of videos of child pornography. In fact, the police found at least 2 different duplication machines. It was the largest stash of child porn that they'd ever come across in California. And it was believed that he was selling this child porn to elites in Hollywood. That's right, it comes right back to the elites in Hollywood. He was selling this child pornography to elites in Hollywood. And what did Robert Mueller do? Robert Mueller decided to let him off with just 6 months of house arrest and absolutely no jail time. That's right, no jail time and 6 months of comfortable house arrest. Sickening. So he completely covered for this pedophile who was working with the elites in Hollywood. But then you fast forward to 2008. Now he is the FBI director, and there was a man named Jeffrey Epstein who had over 40 underage girls testify that he had sexually assaulted them. So he was a major pedophile. But instead of charging Epstein, Robert Mueller decided to use Epstein as an FBI informant. And so this guy, Jeffrey Epstein, was never charged for child pornography, for pedophilia. In fact, he received 1 count for soliciting a prostitute. That's it. And his penalty, I think he had house arrest for a few months, and he was actually allowed 16 hours every day to leave the premise of his house in order to go work at his job. So really no punishment at all. Then we fast forward now to recent times, and there's a man named George Nader. He is someone who has now been twice convicted as a pedophile, and Robert Mueller has struck a deal with George Nader he is an informant for him, and he's being used to help him investigate his investigations against Donald Trump. So he's actually using a twice convicted pedophile to help investigate Trump. So as we can see in 2001, in 2008, and now in current times, Robert Mueller consistently covers up, fails to prosecute, protects, and works with big-time pedophiles. It is time for Donald Trump to fire Robert Mueller. Because, quite frankly, protecting and abetting and making agreements with pedophiles is no better than being a pedophile himself. This is Daniel John Lee with Torah Restoration Ministries, website spiritandtorah.com. It's time for Robert Mueller to hang.